So the customer was speaking to my coworker in an ill manner, right? So he wanted an item up on the top shelf, which was in the outlet flooring. It was something to do with tile. So in this retail store, we have what we call safety measures. I'm licensed for machine driving, for working on the floor in different departments, a lot of different avenues. So we have what we call a forklift, which is a reach truck. Well, we have different forklifts. We have the sit-down gas rider. We have the stand-up scissor lift, we call it, which is a reach truck. We have the electric pallet jack, and we have a platform lift. So I'm versed in all those lifts. So this required the lift that you call a reach truck, where you drive into the aisle and they have forks and you pull the item down from the shelf. But again, we have safety precautions in place. So that means that you need another associate. So the associate that the guy was getting irate with had to hold what we call banner barricade flags. Like if you go to a racetrack and see the guys waving flags, we had these flags, and we had to be in a 4-foot space and a 6-foot length space in front of the machine as he's walking, holding flags and keeping customers from that vicinity of the machine. Not only that, you have to find banner barricades, which are safety gates, which, me being a machine driver, I'm in the working hour where I have to get the product down. So the opposite aisle and the other opposite aisle has to be closed off with the banner barricades. So you need 4 gates, 2 here and 2 there. So the guy that does that is called a spotter. So we have the spotter doing this. So as I'm driving into the aisle, I'm positioning myself to get the product the customer wanted. All of a sudden I hear my coworker go, JB, he's running it, breaking the gates, he's running the barricades. He says he's gonna shove the item up my ass. I said, what? Yeah. I flew down, I stopped the machine, came into the next aisle, and the guy sure enough had broke the banner barricade. Now, what that means is we're liable if something falls on this guy's head, and then he's screaming lawsuit. And so the guy, my spotter, the coworker, he was so upset. And he was a little older than I am, so he was a little, his blood pressure was rising. So I seen the guy and I said, hey, what are you doing here, man? He says, I want to buy this item. I said, give me that item. And I took it out of his hand. I said, get out of my store, man. He said, what are you doing? I said, get out of my store, man. And listen, the next time you threaten somebody, you're going to get what you're asking for. He said, I don't have to shop here. So he stormed out of the store. All the while, my coworker was still shaking a little bit because he was upset. Now, I told him not to tell anybody what happened because they would think JB was the bad guy, chasing the customer out the store. This guy goes around telling everybody, JB was going to whoop this guy's ass, man. He broke the barricade. Even assistant managers came, JB, what happened? I said, man, he lied. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. I tried to sweep it under the rug. But they looked at me with another eye like, yeah, you probably did do that. So, you have your experiences at these jobs, man, but you can't, it's hard not to take things personal sometimes, but